George.
Hi.
We're in the woods.
Good to see you.
We're at the Bungalow Dorf, but you've got a new venue. Look at that. It's a geodesic dome, for goodness sake.
I know.
What, is it geodesic?
I know.
Yeah, it looks like it. Something like that.
It's a big fancy word. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. A fullerene? Is it a fullerene?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Geodesic would be... yeah, I can't remember. Multifaceted.
It's cool. I really like it. Well, it was... it's our 8th Superbooth now.
Wow.
It's quite a long time.
Yeah.
And for me, I came the year before that, so it's our 9th one. And we got a few more instruments this time, and we just wanted to make this year a bit of a splash year for us.
Yeah. Well, let's go in.
Yeah, please come on.
You have carpets and
I
everything.
feel like Anneka Rice. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here it is, and it's good that we're able to show off all our instruments this time with plenty of space. And there's Ben, one of my colleagues, quietly getting into it,
noodling on the Super 6.
No.
So we got all the gang are here.
All the gang. This is Super 8. Still, I think my favourite instrument.
I know what you mean. I like the Super Gemini, but the 8, something about it. I agree that just
little bit of refinement on the Gemini, but still offers you the same sound and voices. Obviously, flagship Gemini.
Yeah.
Here. You know, it's a really great instrument. And then round, obviously the OG.
Super 6.
Super 6, exactly. Actually, this is a discontinued colour model now. There are a few left in shops, but we're not making any more of the black one. And then the Super 6 here, fitted with the ribbon. And it's desktop compadre. Just did a little video with MPE with Harken Audio over there.
Yeah.
They brought their Slim Continuum in. We set them up together. Just did a little demo. That was fun.
Nice.
Really enjoyable. And of course, here we've got our Dominoes.
The Dominoes.
Yeah, which is our new keyboard instrument. Think of it like the sort of the monosynth cousin to the
I think because I've got one in for review at the moment. I haven't got around to finishing it, and I started with a sort of polysynth head, and I was thinking actually maybe it's better to think of it more like duo. I mean, it will do 8 voices, but as soon as you start stacking up, you get some massive sounds.
And the kind of sounds it makes, it's not really, they don't really lend themselves all the time to sort of polysynth sounds. Some of them do.
Yeah.
It will just go a little bit. It will go a little bit further and more raucous, and it's interesting that like the super instruments, I like to think of their sonic signature as warm and clean. Yeah. So it's like clean, but still with a kind of analog warmth to it. This has a more sort of gritty, grainy character to it.
So at this point, I'm going to smoothly transition into plugging the audio in, and we go into almost seamless, maybe even edit free. Who knows? There we go. I've got it.
All at once. So yeah, basically, think of the. Whoa, here we go. Think of the Domino as the sort of more monosynth derived version of the Supers, basically. And here we're listening to the sound of one instrument, just a simple sawtooth, gliding up the keyboard, going into the second one.
That's this play mode.
Yeah, Cascade.
I think when we saw you, we didn't have all the play modes working.
Here I'm using aftertouch to filter and pan it on the second one, and it's driving into here. But notice how I can almost make the sound disappear.
Yeah.
Now think of it from an analog filter. It's not a pole mixing type filter. You know, it really fully attenuates the stop band for the geeks out there in ways that many multi-mode filters don't. And it allows you to get these really cutting edge kind of sounds. So I'm basically making it disappear with the pressure on a key. And as I slide it down, I'll release some pressure.
Sounds like Predator.
There was a couple of sounds in here. I think there's one sound that I was actually really inspired by Predator. For some reason, I don't know why. This one makes me think of it, but haven't got a pedal to actually hold it.
I know what you mean. There's a sort of synth VHS kind of. We were recently discussing vaporwave on the podcast.
Okay.
About how vapor, and I guess Predator kind of comes from the era, the original Predator, the era of where vaporwave, a lot of the source material was taken from. So maybe that's where it is.
So lots of inspirations, and also this synth. Another way to think about it is it was like heavily inspired by like the kind of 90s, early noughties dance music. Really, this was in my head.
I'm hearing a bit of Prodigy there. Let's be honest. Apollo 440, Prodigy.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing, and I had these sounds in my head when I was making this instrument. But which goes places where the supers don't go.
No, definitely.
And there was definitely a sound in my head that I wanted to be able to make when I was making these things, basically. Oh yeah, so it's got think of it like a monosynth, but flexible and fun, and all the different use cases you can do with it, and how you can cascade it one into the other. Or what if I did a 4-pole phase shifter on one and then fed it into another 4-pole phase shifter on the other? Could I? In fact, I might even do that.
Why not?
If we can do it on the fly, this is be a good test of init patch that, init patch that. Doesn't sound very much like an init patch, does it? And I think I know why, because there's probably no init patch on the disk. But basically, if we set one of these, lots of big filter types. Let's put this one onto 2 cascaded 4-pole phase shifters. Let's set the other one also onto 2 cascaded 4-pole phase shifters. See what we get. We've also got some drive on there. I might actually take that and make it more dry sound. So let's see what the 4-stage phaser sounds like cascaded into them both.
Oh, that's interesting. It's like a static phase almost when it's. Oh, right.
So that's quite a nice deep phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you can do all sorts of things. So maybe take the second one that's cascaded in, maybe like drive it, or maybe change the filter on that one. So maybe make that one a stereo filter, and maybe change the phase shifter.
Oh yeah, there's a nice resonant lump in there, isn't there?
Yeah, this time we're
Excellent.
I wish I had my delay freeze pedal.
Yeah, that's a great feature. That's something nice to have.
Yeah, because then you can just make a nice little bed of sound.
Exactly.
And,
it works really lovely.
So here, really nice, to set that up. If you got your pedals, you can choose what your foot switch tip is, whether it's hold them both, hold one, hold the other. Do your delay freeze, or just delay freeze on one channel, etc. Choose your foot switch ring, so you can have a split pedal, do the 2 of them. You've got an external audio input with an envelope follower, so you can actually track the audio input.
I haven't explored that part yet. That's next on my list.
Use it as a mod source. You got a MIDI, you got CV gate outputs and audio input with the envelope follower. Then it's got a 24-bit 2-up, 2-down audio interface. So imagine all the different thinking about, what if I try this? I can make a wild sound by
use it as a send effects, or
Yeah, exactly. You could send audio to this, process it, in here and then send it back up again through the same interface. You can feed the output back to the input on this. You can, it's a kind of a playground.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, I'll load up a little sound here. This one, No Chance, is a really good example of how the sort of two sounds work. If I just use a single sound. That's just a single sound. But if I now get it to probabilistic to use one or the other, I've set up two sounds which are very similar but not quite the same, with different aftertouch characteristics. And now listen to the subtle variation. Just a little bit more.
That's nice. Are you modulating the delay time there? It sounds like that, or is that the inbuilt chorus, or is it?
It's actually pitch. It's just
pitch,
warbling pitch.
Nice. That's lovely.
And then we go one click around on the dial, and now I'm actually going to mix up the probabilistic pitch transitions as well. So I'll play exactly the same thing.
Right.
And I've played the same chord multiple times. This is really quite interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and do interesting things like that. Really, really kind of to help break your own cycles of playing the same thing every time, which I'm sure it's not just me that does that when I come across an instrument.
I'm much the same, yeah.
And so, as well as the sort of wild, distorted sounds, this is a nice sort of orchestral type sound. And again, it makes use of this probabilistic, using the two dominoes, playing them. So if I play the same chord again, you notice it's a different
inversion.
Different inversions, exactly, of the chord. And this one's also got a delay on the envelopes, so you have a second swell that comes in, which can be a different inversion. You see how I've just played the same C minor chord 4 times in a row?
And you got... Lovely.
And it's just, it's sort of, you know, it inverts the chord and picks out different octaves, etc. And yeah, all these things, it's kind of a bit of a rethink of like the playing and the keyboard and sort of how to operate it, basically. And yeah, huge amounts of fun. And I think I am still only scratching the surface, really, of how to use it. And I'm really looking forward to integrating it with some more stuff and really seeing what other people do with it.
Excellent.
Really.
So, and this is now, where are we? Is it in the fully shipping, fully in the stores, fully
in stores, yeah. I think it's even in stock in some places, which for something that's shortly after launch and for a small company, it's quite hard to do. But yeah, we've it's out and selling and going well. Initial feedback's good. You got your 2 colours. I'm very much a fan of this one.
Yeah,
personally,
it's very pretty,
I think with the lovely green. The green and the black together like this, I just think it looks really nice and mean. But I think the white one's more popular. But also it's sort of part of the theme of Dominoes, you know, the black and white and the inversions. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what people do with it. And I'm very happy with how all the instruments fit together. And if you think about it, it wasn't many years ago. UDO didn't exist in the landscape. We demoed a Blue Super 6 in 2019 with barely anything, or sort of just paint was still wet. And, you know, here we are, how many years later? It's with first sales of the Super 6 of 2020, now 2026. Look, you know, it's
got
quite
the whole gang.
It's quite a gang, you know, and I'm very proud of the work that my colleagues have done, really, setting all this up this year. And, it feels good. Feels good to be here.
Nice to see you in a new tent, and I hope it warms up a bit because it is kind of challenging.
I'm rubbing my fingers here because my fingers are actually really cold.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, George. Thanks very much. Have a great show.
Nick. Cheerio.